Hi, this is Paulette, and I'm showing you the Anna Griffin Painted Garden Decoupage Card Making Kit. Now, it's going to make 20 pieces, and it comes in this very substantial box, which you're going to find useful for other things, but it is full of all sorts of beauties. Now, let me show you the idea sheet that comes inside, and we'll get in a little bit closer. And you can see that it's going to show some finished examples, and these are so typical of Anna Griffin in that they're rich, they're beautiful, and lots of layers. Okay, I'm going to turn this over, and we're going to see some step-by-steps, and I'm going to follow those in showing you what's going on. So it says, choose a card base and a card layer. Let me show you what those look like. Now, each one of these has two examples. So there's two of the blue, two of this. They're folded. They're a heavyweight cardstock, and they are a little more muted colors. And that's very typical with Anna Griffin because her die cuts are the things that really pop in her art. So there you go. That's all of them. And you get two of each. So I just went through 20 of them. That is a card base. Now, what's a card layer? Well, that is a piece that goes on top of the card. And here are these to choose from. So you pair these together. Now, again, there's going to be two of each design I'm going to show you. So this one. And these are sized, as you would imagine, smaller than the cards because they're going to go on top of the cards. So here we go. I'm just going to flip through them. And this artwork is going to be duplicated on the die cuts. I think this one goes, yeah, there we go. And there, and there. Okay. So we're going to select one card base and one card layer, okay? Now, you also choose one of the sheets of die cuts and a greeting. Okay, let me show you the greetings to begin with. Now, these are all three-dimensional. So they have a piece that's foam taped on top, and as you can see, they've got foiling on every single one. So we're going to choose one of those. And in this case, it's going to be for my friend. So I'm choosing that one. Now, we also choose a die cut card. Now, let me show you what these look like. Okay. They are a full piece like this, and they're already die cut. So I'm going to turn it over. Maybe you can see the lines and maybe you can't. Okay. What you will see is that every single sheet has some information on the back. And what it says, like this says R1, it says this is the base die cut, and there's going to be an R2. Let's see, it's upside down, isn't it? Okay, so there's an R2. So you would punch them out, and you could layer them one on top of the other. So every single one has that element. So here is a Q1 and a Q2 and a Q3. That one has 3 layers. Now, every single one of these, you get 3 of them. So let me show you. In fact, let me show you what these are like to pop out. And because I've done some popping out already. So you just simply push, okay? And if you get to an area, when you're doing something like this, you're kind of not sure how much pressure to put, but as you start going, you'll feel the difference. And there are so many in this kit. So this is a good watching TV project. So you can just pop these out. You might want to keep each sheet together because they are matching. So sometimes when you get in a little area like this, you just need to push it from another angle. So you just pop them out just like this. No big deal. And I'm not sure if this one has it, but let me look. La la la. There we go. Okay, so you can hear that popping. At least I hope you can. Okay. Now, sometimes they will have areas within the design that need to be popped out. This one doesn't. But if you find one that does, like this one, okay, can we get in and show? There you go. Thank you, Houston. So you can see that that's got some inner areas. I like to do it from the back. I just think it's easier, and will tell you, I like to use my retractable penknife because it just does a good job of just popping those out. And it also helps me lift things, so it's just a little tip. So if you end up with a piece of paper not totally popping out, that little knife can help. That really isn't going to happen very often. So there you go. Okay, so you have, let me show you all the different ones. So that was one, you get 3 of those. Here is another, you get 3 of these. Here is a 3rd one, and a 4th one, and a 5th one, and a 6th one, very generous, a 7th one, an 8th one, yes, a 9th one, and a 10th one. So because there are 3 of each, you are getting 30 of these cards. And as you can see, all of them have multiple images on them. So that's kind of wonderful. So I've taken the sheet that was suggested, and I've already popped out some of the images. As a matter of fact, I popped out this one. There we go. And this one, this is C1, and excuse me, Q1, and this is Q2. It's okay. So you can see that these images are the same. Let's see, let me turn this around. Okay. So you can see that this is very similar to the art that's on that card layer. Okay, that's a good thing, and I'll show you why in a minute. So I'm going to set these aside. Now, we've got more die cuts. We have foiled ones. This is Anna Griffin, after all. And each of these has 3. So 3 is the magic number in this particular case. So all of these and all of these. Now these 2 you need to pop out. These have adhesive on the back, so they're stickers. And again, the retractable penknife is going to be really helpful because as you get into some of the areas, you can see I've already popped out a couple, there are some inner areas, and it's just easy to do that. So you can start popping it out and then use your knife to finish the process. Okay, the other thing that this has is ribbons. All sorts of ribbons. So these are going to coordinate very, very nicely. They're pre-tied, so you can put them on with Zots. I'm not even done. There are also these. Now again, you get 3 sheets of each. These are die cut. So these are more greetings. They're not the 3D that the first ones were, but they're going to work well either on the inside of your card, on the envelope, or on the front of your card. And something different this time, there are inserts. These go on the inside of your card, and there are 2 of each one. We'll get in a little closer. Thank you. And just so you can really read them. So have a bright and beautiful day, wishing you much happiness, sending gratitude and appreciation. Here's to celebrating you, and they're beautifully done, sending love and best wishes. I guess I don't need to read them, you can read them. And they are going to slip right inside your card, and we're going to glue them in place, and I'll give you an example of doing that. So again, you're going to make 20 cards from this kit, so you've got 2 of each one that I just showed you. Okay, so we've got all of that. Well, in addition, we also have 20 envelopes and a gazillion of the craft foam, or the foam squares. So these are 1/4-inch ones, very, very handy. So right now what I have is my card base, my card layer, and I'm going to place and glue my card layer right on top. Now I also have the 2 die cut pieces that I popped out, and then I have 2 more that are the foiled, because I love the foiled. So the way that you can do this, now there's no one right way, but this is what's recommended, is that you can take the foiled, and I would put those down first because you can build on top of them. So I'm going to put it on top of these flowers. So I'm going to have one coming up like that, and then I'm going to have one going like so. And actually, I'm going to flip them. See how this one is curving in? I always like to have things go to the center of my card. And then this one is going to go like that, okay? Now, I can take my greeting and I can put that there. And then I have these two. Now, I'm going to set that aside for a second just to show you. So this is the way that that piece of art is positioned on the card. And then I have a full blossom, a full bouquet, and I have a partial. Now I can place this right on top of this art because it's not lifting up all of it, it's just lifting up part of it. And I just want to match the art, so I'm going to go like that. This is why I did the foil first, so that this layer can be on top of it. Now, I can take this layer and put it on top also and give 3 dimensions, or I can use this and let it play up here. Maybe even let it go either underneath or on top of my greeting. And I'm done. I'm done with the front of it. What do you think? I think it's kind of gorgeous. And you do have that foiling, which is wonderful. Now, to go on the inside of my card, I'm going to pull another card to show you this because these are not secured down with adhesive, but they would be if you were doing them right. So I'm just going to slip that aside. I'm going to bring in another card, and I want to show you what these inserts do. So they are smaller than the card just by a smidge. And you're going to want to line up the 2 folds and place adhesive just right here. Just place it right there, or you could put it on the insert. Position it perfectly. Don't let it go over that score line in your card, and then simply close your card, and then when you open it, it will be glued together and it will work perfectly. Now you've got tons of art that's left, so you could take a piece of one of the die cuts, let it be there and let it coordinate with the front of your card. You could even use some of the foam tape to lift it if you wanted, but isn't that pretty? Oh, so nice. So this is one that you can do out of the Anna Griffin set. This is the Painted Garden, and I think you're going to love it. There's just so much you can do with it, and I bet you're going to have stuff left over because I didn't even position these at all, and you've got tons of them. Oh, and we've got all of these ribbons too. Oh my gosh, you can do even more.